everyone, welcome to EduTap and welcome to the Phenomics session. In today's session, we are going to revise the central bank digital currency. We have already in depth discussed about the CBDC in the previous sessions and I hope you remember everything about the CBDC. CBDC is very important from the examination point of view as the RBI has rolled out the CBDC, rolled out the digital rupee for the wholesale segment. RBI is continuously releasing something or other for the digital currency. The concept note was released regarding the central bank digital currency and then the pilot launches has been done. So I hope you remember everything about CBDC and let's see, and you must have read it from different websites, you must have studied it from different YouTube sessions. So today let's see that how much you remember. Are you able to answer the questions? Can you score 5 out of 5 regarding the CBDC? So let's see how much you remember and how much you understand. And today let's revise the CBDC so that you have no queries, you have no confusion regarding the CBDC. Okay. So let's start with the CBDC, but before that, there is a big announcement from EduTap that we have brought for you the comprehensive guide for RBI and SEBI. If you have any common query, the definitive answers are provided through the comprehensive guide. All your common queries can be answered through a single guidebook. You do not have to visit different links. You do not have to different websites. If you have the query regarding the exam, the pattern of the exam, previous year cutoffs of the exam, or what is the syllabus for the exam, all your queries can be answered through a single guidebook. Even if you want to know about the preparation for the exam, the strategy for the exam, the sources for the exam, all your answers will be answered through a single guidebook. This is absolutely free of cost to save your time, to save your efforts, and you can download this guidebook. The link is given in the description box below. Do download this guidebook, okay? So now starting with the first question, I hope you are able to answer this question. So the first pilot launch has been done by the RBI for the digital rupee in the wholesale segment that has started by the Reserve Bank of India. Okay. So the specific use case, now the pilot launches, the RBI has said that the pilot launches of the e-rupee will be done and there will be specific use case. So what is the specific use case for the first pilot launch for the wholesale segment? I hope you all remember. This is like a very easy and very important question. So the answer here is secondary market transactions in the government securities. So the first pilot launch for the digital rupee for the wholesale segment has started by the Reserve Bank of India for the specific use for the secondary market transactions in the government securities, and this is going to make the interbank transactions more efficient. So what it will do, it will make the interbank transactions more efficient. So the answer here is secondary market transactions in government securities. So the use case you have to remember, that is this, and this is going to make the interbank market more efficient. And now it has been said that within a month the first pilot launch for the e-rupee retail segment will also be done. There will also be a use case, a specific use case in the e-rupee retail segment. Okay, so you have to remember that when it started, the first pilot launch for the wholesale segment with specific use case is started on 1st November 2022. So now moving to a little harder question, we have moved from the easier to the harder questions. So now you have to answer that the concept note on the central bank digital currency for India was launched and which of the following statements is incorrect regarding the CBDC. So the first statement, let's see this, the wholesale CBDC is designed for the restricted access to the select financial institutions. So this is absolutely correct. That is, wholesale CBDC is only for the financial institutions, for the select financial institutions. Okay, so you have to remember that for which the wholesale CBDC is designed for the financial institutions. Now token based CBDC. Now the token, the digital token will be provided by the Reserve Bank of India, will be released by the Reserve Bank of India. That will be the e-rupee. This is a bearer instrument like banknote. So this is also true that the digital tokens will be provided to the people, and the people that have that digital token, they will be the like the owner of that rupee, that token. So you can understand, like if you have 500 rupees, so that is your money. Now you are giving that 500 to the merchant. So when the merchant gets that rupee, the bearer instrument means now the rupee is of the merchant. So you need to understand that the token based CBDC is also a bearer instrument just like the banknotes. Okay. Account based CBDC may be considered for CBDCR, that is CBDC retail. Is it true? No, it is not true. The token based CBDC is said to be the for the retail segment. Okay, it is for the retail segment. The token based CBDC is going to be for the retail segment because we have the habit of using the banknotes. Okay, we give the money like that. Similar will be the digital token because it is just like the banknotes, the bearer instrument that we have them, so we own them. So for the retail segment, the token based CBDC will be there, and for the financial institutions, the account based CBDC will be there. So the account based CBDC will be considered for the CBDC W, that is CBDC wholesale. Okay. So account based CBDC may be considered for the CBDC wholesale, not for the retail. So this statement, third statement, is wrong. Now the CBDC-R, that is the CBDC for the retail segment, it is an electronic version of the cash. That's why we can say it is like the digital token that will be provided, primarily meant for the retail transactions for the private sector, for the non-financial consumers and the businesses. So here only the wrong statement was the statement third, because the account based CBDC will be considered for the CBDC wholesale. Okay. So here you can see the token based CBDC system would involve a type of digital token that is issued by the RBI. The RBI will be issuing the currency of costly, even if it is in the physical form, if it is in the token form or digital form. It will represent a claim on the central bank because the e-rupee will be a liability, of the central bank, and it will be effectively function the digital equivalent of a banknote. Now, I hope you understand about the token based CBDC, very similar to the banknote, just in the digital form. Account based CBDC, for this you will have to have an account, and all the transactions will be record of balances will be kept. Okay. Of all account holders of the CBDC. So that will be the account based system in which all the transactions will be noted down. Okay. So the account based CBDC may be considered for CBDC W, that is CBDC wholesale. For the wholesale segment, this account based CBDC will be there. Okay. Now a wholesale segment means for the select financial institutions or for the financial institutions. Now, wholesale CBDC, I hope you remember that wholesale CBDC is for the financial institution, the retail CBDC is for the private sector, non-financial consumers, and for the businesses. Now, coming to the third question, here you can see again a question is regarding the correct statement that you have to find. So, the first statement, that under indirect model, any claim by consumers is managed by the intermediary. Is this true? Is the intermediary there in the indirect model? So, that is true. In the indirect model, the account or the ledger is kept by the intermediary. The ledger, the account keeping is done by the intermediary. The intermediary have all the information regarding the transactions, we can say, or how the money is going. So the claim, the complaint will also go to the intermediary because intermediary has the information and intermediary is connected with the people. So the under the indirect model, the claim or the complaint by the consumers is managed by the intermediary. This is correct. So first statement is correct. We can see that, okay, A is correct. So we have three options left. Now a direct model would be the one where the central bank and intermediaries are responsible. Intermediaries there in the direct model? It is not. In the direct model, all the responsibility is with the central bank. All the responsibility is with the central bank in the direct model. So this statement is absolutely wrong because the intermediaries cannot be here. Okay. So B, of course B cannot be right. So these two are cut. And this is also cut. A and C is the answer. In the hybrid model, a direct claim on the central bank is combined with a private sector messaging layer. So in the hybrid model, the ledger or the account keeping is also done by the RBI. The RBI also knows that, okay, this kind of transactions are happening. So the central bank, the complaints can also go to the central bank because central bank also has the record that is there. Okay, so the direct claim can be in the hybrid model, the direct claim can be on the central bank also, and this is combined. In the hybrid model, the intermediaries are also there, so the intermediaries will help in the doing all the other functions. Okay, so here you can see that in the direct model, everything is done by the central bank. The liabilities of the central bank, because central bank is issuing the currency, the operations are done by central bank, the ledger is kept by the central bank, and the settlement finality, that is the decision of the settlement, is taken by the central bank. In the indirect model, the central bank, of course, liability, because RBI is issuing it, liability will always be of the central bank. So liability will always be of the central bank. Central bank is issuing and the intermediaries are distributing it. Central bank is issuing the currency to the banks and the banks are providing it to the consumers. Okay, the banks are providing it to the consumers. Then the operations are done by the intermediaries, and the ledger is also kept by the intermediaries. That's why here there is indirect claim, there is direct claim on the intermediaries and not on the RBI. Here the direct claim is with the RBI. Here also the direct claim is with the RBI. The consumers can directly claim or complain with the Reserve Bank of India, because here again you can see in the hybrid model the operations are done by the intermediaries, but the ledger is also kept by the ledger, or the record keeping is also done by the central bank. Okay, so I hope you have understood that the central bank in the direct model, only central bank has all the responsibilities. In direct model, the central bank only has the responsibility of issuing the currency. After that, how it is distributed, who and handles the complaints, that is among the intermediaries. In the hybrid model, the complaints can also go to the RBI, because RBI is also keeping the ledger or the record keeping. So this is regarding the direct, indirect, hybrid model. I have explained everything to you in the previous session. I will provide you the link of that session. I hope you have understood the basic idea. Now moving forward, this is the again the e-rupee for the wholesale segment for the specific use case, that is the settlement of the secondary transactions in the government securities. This kind of specific use case, the e-rupee was released for this specific use case. So you have to tell now that which of these statements is incorrect. Okay, is incorrect. So here the use case, I have already told you that the use case for the first pilot is the settlement of secondary market transactions in the government securities. So this is tick, this is correct. State Bank of India. Now there are 9 banks that have been given the permission, that have been selected to take part in this pilot. In this first pilot for the wholesale, 9 banks have been chosen. Here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 8 banks are mentioned here. So of course this is wrong, because 9 banks should be mentioned for this to be correct. So this is a wrong statement. Wholesale CBDC is designed for access to all financial institutions and non-financial consumers. If there would have been only the financial institutions, this would have been correct. But here non-financial is also written, so that is not correct, because wholesale CBDC is only for the financial institutions. So this is wrong. So here we can see that B and C are wrong. So the answer is B and C. But remember this, that this question was taken. Why I have taken this question? Because this question was given in the previous video and there it was written correct. You had to tell correct. So there was none of the above was the answer, because only first statement is correct and no option is telling that. So these were the people that gave the right answer of the previous session question, that none of the above is the right answer, because only A option was correct. Only A option was correct here. So Kavitra, Renu, Ganthan, Lionel, Arun, Simran, Anand, Sri Harsha and Black Shadow, they were the one that were able to give the right answer of the previous session question. None of the above, Nota, was the right answer. That was option 5th, because only A was correct. Now in the incorrect, if the incorrect comes, then there will be B and C, that will be the right answer. So moving to the, I hope you understand the use case, the 9 banks were there, the wholesale CBDC, what it is. Now coming to the last question for today, that is recently the first pilot in the digital rupee for the wholesale segment has commenced from the 1st November 2022. You have to tell that which of the following statement is correct regarding the CBDC. Now you all know what is CBDC. CBDC is central bank digital currency. The currency in the digital form that is released by the central bank, or that is released by our Reserve Bank of India. So it will be the legal tender. The CBDC will be the legal tender, just like what we have. What we have is the notes. So the bank notes, the physical currency that we have, that is legal tender, that has the guarantee from the Reserve Bank, that from the central government. Okay, and it is the liability of the Reserve Bank of India. So it is guaranteed by the central government and it is the liability of the Reserve Bank of India. So like the physical currency. Similarly, the legal tender, the digital currency will also be the legal tender. So CBDC appears as a liability on the central bank balance sheet. That is true. It is the liability because the central bank, the Reserve Bank of India, is issuing the digital currency. So it will be the liability of the central bank. CBDC is a fungible legal tender. So yes, it will be a fungible legal tender because you do not have to have a bank account to accept the digital currency. To accept the e-rupee, you do not need to have a bank account. So anyone in the country can accept the e-rupee without the bank accounts also. Okay, so it is a fungible legal tender, means it is easily acceptable. CBDCs will be non-interest bearing instruments like physical cash. Now, if you have 500 rupees in your hands, is it giving you any interest? No, you have to deposit it to the banks. Similarly, if you have the digital currency with yourself, it will not give you any interest. So it is non-interest bearing instrument. The e-rupee is also non-interest bearing instruments. You have to deposit it to the bank accounts, then you can get the interest. Otherwise, by itself, just lying at your homes, just lying with you, it is not going to give you any kind of interest. So all the statements are correct. It is the liability of central bank, it is a legal tender, it is going to be a non-interest bearing instrument. Okay, so all of the above is the right answer. So option 4 is the right answer. I hope you have revised everything very carefully. Here in this slides, I have given you all the information that you need to remember. That's why I have added everything that is important here. Okay, so you can easily revise through a single PDF. Through the questions also you can understand that what kind of questions can come. Okay, so do read this, and considering that the physical cash does not carry any interest, it would be more logical to offer non-interest bearing digital currency, because digital currency is just the digital form of the cash. Okay, so it should have all the features like the cash. Okay, so I hope you have understood everything very clearly. Do see the previous sessions if you want to get in-depth knowledge about the CBDC. I will provide you the link in the description box below of the session that I took regarding the CBDC. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel and join the Telegram channel. You will get the PDF for this session in the Telegram channel. And thank you very much. If you have any query, you can mail us here or you can contact us through this number. Thank you very much, everyone.